Hey, Tony Gas is here. Now, y'all got to forgive him. My back hurt. I don't know what happened to it, but popping in, I excused the polo. Had an interview today. For those y'all in Tony Gas's Academy, you see me send out the emails about the interviews. Had an interview today and had a meeting earlier, so had to put the polo on. Now, once I get this here situated with my consistency change, everybody wearing these necklaces now, even women wearing some on, but I put consistency on there. Releasing my chain line soon, so y'all stay tuned. Now y'all know when you do the lab diamonds, you're able to get the same look for less. So instead of paying $60,000 or $100,000 for this, you can pay $3,000-$4,000, still be fresh and fly. So stay tuned now. This for your grown sons who into the jewelry and stuff. Have them, instead of going to the jeweler, tell them I got some for them. But I wanted to pop on here and talk about this because I seen a video where a lady was just basically kind of regurgitating what I be saying and what everybody be saying, but not in all the right context of black women and black men, and are black women outpacing black men, and why so many black women are single, and is there enough black men for black women? And I always hear the same things from black women black women saying they don't want to build a man, they don't want to raise a man, they don't want to wait on a man to get his stuff together and get his money together. And I get all of that. But the thing about it is there is a difference between men and women. And if you as a woman want a man to be just as studious as you, or just as entrepreneurial as you, or just as articulate, or just as mature as you, it will make your dating pool a whole lot smaller because we are very different. And sometimes, and I'll give you an example. My wife has a master's degree. I don't have a bachelor's degree. So you see what I'm saying? just like that. From the horse's mouth. So if my wife got a master's degree in medical sciences and she said, I want a man who got what I got, who has my level of education, guess what? Me and her wouldn't be married. Now, with her love, with her support, I earn good money. And she is well taken care of. You could go to her Instagram, Sheri Gaskins, Sheri Gaskins. Look at her pictures, and you could see she taken care of. She got what she need. She blessed. She live a good life. But guess what? It is from a man who is based on society standards less than her. Point blank period. So a lot of times women will listen to me and don't realize that Sheri Gaskins, as an adult woman with an adult man, had to help, quote unquote, build a man. And that's the thing. There is a difference between men and women. The same thing is when you look at, even like when you look at little boys and little girls, guess what? There is a difference. So if you put a little girl, let's say we talking grade school, you put this third grade girl in a group, and you got a third grade boy in her group. If you're a school teacher, then you can attest to this. On average, That little girl may be more articulate. She may be more organized. She may be more calm and attentive than that little boy. That little boy may be cracking too many jokes. He may be too aloof. He may be bouncing off of walls, jumping off a desk. He may go in and out of attention in this group project that they working on. I've had my son, my son, he's serious about his work. My son has been in tears before. My youngest son, Tatum, has been in tears about being put in a group with another boy who ain't as focused and driven and locked in as he is. And that's just because in certain areas, Tatum is an exception to the rule. And his maturity level and his attention span, he's not like the other boys in his class. He's an exception to the rule. But on average, the other boys, they more rambunctious, they get in trouble. Like his older brother be getting in trouble for talking too much in class, playing too much in class, just doing the most. Whereas the little girls, you're going to have one or two that's getting rolled up in school. They, for the most part, going to do what they got to do and stay out of trouble. You're going to have a couple on both sides. You're going to have a couple boys that are an exception to the rule in a good way, and then you're going to have a couple girls that's an exception to the rule in a bad way. So what we have to understand is that your marriage ain't meant to be what the world has prescribed. Like, God don't care nothing about your man having no degree. God don't care nothing about your man being articulate. God don't care nothing about your man making 6 figures. If you're a woman of God, what you need to pay attention to is this a man of God? If you're a woman of God, is this a man of God? I'm not talking about men of God like Jamal Bryant, who, you know, might be sleeping with a stripper, who done slept with a stripper and got a stripper pregnant. I ain't talking about that kind of man of God. I ain't talking about just somebody who a pastor. I'm talking about a man of God. His mindset, his heart set, his temperament, his character, his integrity, the way he lives his life. And this one I'm trying to tell you. The reason why that so many black women are single and unhappy is because you letting society write your list. If you single and happy, then I ain't talking to you. Be quiet. Stay out of the comments now. But if you single and unhappy, you need to do a serious look at yourself first to make sure you presenting the way you ought to be presenting. And then you need to do a serious look at your list. Because it's good men now. It's good men. But a lot of y'all don't want a good man. But they out there. And sometimes I remember meeting a guy, he looked like he got stuff going together. You know, he doing good. He got money. He got money. And he's a single man. He probably might, you know, he's not, I don't think he's a man of God, but the woman that I asked about him is not a woman of God. So it didn't matter. And I was like, okay, so you single, you telling me like, hey, Tony, help me find my, y'all gotta forgive him. I met Summer, I don't know if I'm gonna work out. Hey, Tony, help me find a man. Hey, do some matchmaking. I'm like, okay. I said, well, what about him? I'm like, what's going on now? What about him? She said, ooh, no, I said, what? What's wrong? Look, great personality, infectious smile, live in a mansion, basically. You know, all these cars, looking like plenty of money. look like great personality, good person. We're talking about But guess what? He looked like a burnt Ninja Turtle. A Ninja Turtle got left out in the sun too long. And I could see it when I looked at him. I could tell like he looked like a Ninja Turtle. But that is a black Ninja Turtle, you know, not no green Ninja Turtle. And so I could look at it and see it. But I'm like, okay, what do that matter though? Because you trying to get married. So, and then to the young lady, I'm like, okay, she decent looking. But it wasn't nothing to call home by. You know, she ain't look nothing to call home by now. And then she fluctuate. You know, this particular young lady, she fluctuate, you know, in her weight. You know, one day meat on the bone, one day skinny. So it's like, okay, we don't know what your body gonna do if you get pregnant, you have kids. So this man might be having to be in a soon putting up with muffin top, fupa, and the likes. So what are we talking about? Both of y'all got to compromise. Both of y'all got to give something. But a lot of times, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, and I know y'all don't want to hear this. There's a lot of women don't want to hear the truth. A lot of times, most women I talk to that is single and don't have a husband, for the first thing and first and foremost, they ain't taking care of themselves. That's the first thing. You got to make sure you got the 3 B's. Brains, brand, body. That's the first thing. You can't talk about. And I remember talking to so many women, and we'll be talking and and I say, okay, well, you know, how, all right, I see you got, love the fact that you got your house or apartment, townhouse, whatever, great. Okay, great job, educated. Now, as far as like, now what about your body? In your body, are you at your goal weight? And I done heard this 1,000 times, almost literally. Well, I got about 40 to 50 pounds I need to lose. Okay. All right. Okay. So now you say you looking for a husband? Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I just don't know where to go, what to do. You know, I go to these events, I do this, I go out. I done heard you talk about Starbucks and all of this, and it's no men approaching. It's no men approaching, nobody coming up to me. The men I meet, I don't want. And then I have to say, listen, all it is that last B. All it is that last B. It's that body. That's all it is. It ain't that it ain't no single men. It's a bunch of single men. But it's that they looking at you. And when they look at you, if you not where you supposed to be in your body, you're not going to radiate. He might not even have nothing against your shape or where your body at. But if that's not your goal weight, you ain't gonna have the confidence to radiate the way you need to radiate. He's not even gonna see you. You're gonna be hiding in plain sight. And a lot of women don't want to hear that. And then, you know, so many times women will get right back to, well, okay, so in the meantime, while I'm working on me and working on that 3rd B, where could I go and what could I do to meet quality men? And then I'm like, listen, you ain't hear what I said. You ain't hear what I said. You're not going to meet a quality man if you don't have your 3 B's. Because a quality man has his 3 B's. Brains, brand, body. You're not going to meet a quality man if you ain't got them 3 B's together. What you're going to meet is a trash can man. You're going to meet a man that's wasting all of your time. That's what you're going to meet. You finna meet you a bum diddly dumb. You're not finna meet no good man. You know why? Because this is the thing. What do you think as a woman is one of the most important things to men in a relationship? Your everyday man. What you think one of the most important things is to that man? You got it. Sex. And how you think a man has sex? Attraction. And what you think makes sex good? The man being attracted to the woman and the woman being comfortable in her body. Because think about it. If a woman having sex and she not comfortable in her body, guess what she finna do? She finna keep her shirt on. She gonna keep her shirt on, trying to hide her stomach. She want all the light side. He's stumping his toe, trying to get to the bed. This your husband now. We ain't condoning fornication. He done stomped his toe trying to get to the bed. He can't do no acrobatics, can't do no tricks, because he can't lift her, can't move her, can't hold her, can't do nothing. Because she not comfortable with her body. So therefore, she not going to allow him to get comfortable with her body. And a man already know this. A man already know a woman insecurities. So he already know that if you not working on your 3 B's or you ain't got your 3 B's, then he already know when he get with you, he got to listen to you complain about your 3 B's and not do nothing about it. And guess what? I want you to go do a trial at a gym. Whatever gym you got access to. Go do a trial at a gym. And at that gym, I want you to count. Just do a rough count in your head. How many men in the gym? And even if you sign up for 1 month. Sign up for 1 month. And I want you to get up one day and go before work. So if you work at 8 a.m. or whatever time you work, go before work. I want one day go at 6 a.m. Go at like 5, 6 a.m. 5:30 a.m. On another day, could be a day off, I want you to go by 10. Go by 10 a.m. And then find another day, I want you to go by 4. Go by 4 o'clock. And then on another day, I want you to go by 9 o'clock. So now you done hit every shift. Then I want you to get you a piece of paper. And on that piece of paper, I want you to write down how many men was in the gym and how many women was in the gym. And then of the women, because you a woman, I want you to write down the racial demographics. So if you count 50 women in the gym, I want you to write down how many is white, how many is black, and how many is Hispanic or other. And because sometimes you can't tell between a Hispanic and an Asian. Sometimes you can't tell between a black and a Hispanic. So you could just put how many is white, how many black, and then you could do other if you can't tell. And just see what the demographics is in your area. See what the demographics in your area. When I go to the gym, we got a gym. When I go to the gym, I don't see more than 1 black woman in the gym. When I go to the gym. When I look around at black women, I see black women with more meat on their bones collectively than any other race. And this is painful. This is something painful. This is something we don't want to address. It's a lot of single black women who have only focused on their education and their money, but ain't focused on nothing else. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. So it ain't just that you can't find a man. It ain't that it just ain't no men out there. But it's like, if you focus on certain strengths, and I'm gonna have to cut the comments off because y'all gonna be in your feelings. Comment cutting off. And this ain't about the man. This about the woman. This video about the woman. This ain't about the man. We do videos about the men. We're gonna have plenty of videos about the men. This about the woman. Because guess what? A man who finds a wife finds a good thing. So guess what that means? The man have to look for the woman. But guess what he looking for? So if you got a degree, think about this now. How many men do you know that have a degree and that make 6 figures and is out of shape? You don't see it often. Because for a man to get a degree, because see, you got to realize men don't have the same organizational skills that women have. Men don't have the same cognitive skills. Men are not as studious as women. Men are not as educationally ambitious as women. Men are more entrepreneurial than most women. So for a man to want to get a degree and get higher education and then want to go get a 6-figure job with that education, that man is a special man. He's a different man. That man has to be firing on all cylinders. So that man, on average, yes, there are plenty, but we talking on average and we talking holistically. So this is what I mean. If you got 100 million men in America, 10% is 10 million men. So if 10 million men are 6 figures and out of shape, 10 million sound like a lot, and you could see a lot of them. But in the grand scheme of things, they only make up 10% of the 6-figure men. So this is what I want you to do, and male and female can do this. Go find 10 6-figure men. Go find 10 6-figure men and see how many of them are out of shape, and just do your demographics in your city. Then try to get a friend in another city to find 10 6-figure men and see how many of them are out of shape. Men with a degree and 6 figures, like what is being claimed about so many black women. Find black men with a degree and with 6 figures. And they could be married. They could even be married just because it's still going to be the mindset. It's still going to be the same mindset, whether he's single or married. And I want you to see that. I want you to see that. But guess what now? Guess what? And when you look at this man, I want you to look at these men and see if they got brains, brain, body. Brains, brain, body. And then I want you to find 10 degree holding 6-figure women, black women. And if you of another race, do it of another race. See of them 10 if they got brains, brand, body. Because I'm going to tell you what I'm finding. And this is my findings. And I'm going to tell you something about my findings. My findings is I have 3.5 million followers online. So if you don't have that, our findings are already completely different. My findings is I've been studying relationships and relationship dynamics as a professional for 15 years. If you have not been studying it as a professional, meaning you get paid to do it, for a decade and a half or longer, our findings are already totally different. The other finding is I do this every day. And I'm going to tell you what I find in my findings. Is that the degree holding 6-figure men, 9 out of 10 times, they're going to have the 3 Bs. The degree holding 6-figure women, majority of the time, they're not going to have the 3 Bs. Sometimes one of the B's they missing is brains. And what I mean by that is not just brains to get a degree and get a job, but brains to understand men and to understand themselves and to understand a relationship. You already know men are very street smart. So a man, on average, already gonna understand the game, know how to play the game, know about relationship, what to do, what not to do. The brain's gonna be there. But what happens is what I want the women who want a man who is a 6-figure degree holding black woman is I want you to get your 3 Bs and then see how your life changes. Now there are women who have the 3 Bs and they still single. But each case is its own case. Sometimes I meet women who have their 3 Bs, but what they looking for is just completely unrealistic. They're not looking for what God want them to have. Like, I remember talking to this lady a long time ago, and she was in her 30s, and she had her 3 Bs. She had her 3 Bs. But you know what she wanted? and she's still single to this day. You know what she want? She want a pro athlete. She wants a pro athlete. And you know why she want a pro athlete? Because her friends have dated pro athletes. And she want a pro athlete. But she leads with sex. She'll have sex fast. And so the pro athlete get with her and he think she look good, but then he find out she easy. And he don't want an easy woman. But she don't realize that. And I've seen some other women with their 3 Bs and they single. And again, it's the same thing. They looking for something that God has not created. And I'm like, you got so many options, but you don't want what wants you. You don't want who wants you. You want who you want, but who you want is rooted in your ego and your insecurity. You're not seeking love. You're seeking approval. You're seeking status. You want somebody who's gonna make you look like you have it all. You want a man who come out the magazine, and just because you got your 3 Bs, you think all 3 Bs are equal, and they not. So you can have brains, but it's another woman with more brains. You can have body, and it's another woman with more body. You can have a brand. It's another one with more brands. So when you go and you pick this man who is 6'4", with a 6-pack of abs, who makes 6 figures, who has amazing complexion and skin, amazing smile, muscular build, man of God, romantic and funny. He got every woman in the world. He got every woman in the world. So he has paralysis by analysis, because you want him because he gonna make you look good. But what you don't realize, like me and my wife was in Turks and Caicos. I got my wife in Turks and Caicos. Give you a prime example. Me and my wife in Turks and Caicos, and we sitting over there. We out to the pool. We out to the pool. We out there. We on this island. It's Turks and Caicos, but then it's a private island, and it's a hotel on the private island called Como, COMO. So we over there. You got to take the boat to get over there, and it's the only hotel on that particular island. I think it's called Parrot Cay or Parrot Bay, something like that. So we sitting over there. We out to the pool. There is a mom with her grown daughter. It's a mom with her grown daughter. And I see the mom and the daughter one day. They got 2 big old beds out there. The bed that they own is for 2 people. Both of them got their own. The daughter is young. She look like she's in college. I heard her talking. She in college. And it's Caucasian. And the daughter, she just out there booty tooted, you know, booty all in the air, bathing suit all in her booty, just cheeks all out. And she just walking around, you know, where we could see her, everybody could see her. You know, I'm married, so I'm out there. I could see her, but I ain't lusting out there. I ain't standing out. I see her. The next day, me and my wife stole one of their beds. So they had the share bed. Beat them out there to it, got the bed. The mama on the bed, then the daughter had to get a single bed, not the double bed. And a little later that day, I see a white boy. So I don't know if the white boy was staying at the hotel or if he was in Turks and Caicos and they went to school together and he happened to be there and he rode the ferry over to see her. Because I heard the mama say to the girl and the boy, the mama said, just how surreal is it for both of you to be here at this same time? This is just, oh, such and such. And the girl and the boy, they just talking, they shooting the breeze, they kicking it, and it looked like they like either talked in the past or they went to school together or they used to date. They weren't acting fully like boyfriend, girlfriend. But let me tell you the difference. The boy looked like he looked like the white boy in the movies. He was like 6'2". He had abs. He had a tan. He had blonde hair, like surfer hair. And he's a surfer. I heard him talking about he coming to catch the waves. He at Turks and Caicos surfing. So him and his boys, they catching waves. He's a surfer. He athletic too. Like, see the little bit of arm on me? He had a nice little bit of arm, nice little bit of chest. He was an athletic built. He looked like what every white girl want. But guess what the girl looked like? That right there. She wasn't bad looking. Like, she ain't look like, ugh. But she looked like, no. And he's sitting there, he talking to her. And I mean, she talking nonstop. And the reason why she talking nonstop, we right beside him. This girl ain't let that boy get a word in edgewise. And I don't even know what get a word in edgewise mean. But she let that boy get a word in edgewise. And she was talking nonstop. You know what? You know, the person who talked the most got the least power in the dynamic. The person who talked the most liked the other person the most. He just sitting there and he fighting yawns. Because when I tell you this thing was talking, me being a relationship coach, I want to slip a note and say, ma'am, if you want this man to like you back, shut up. I want to put shut up on there. I ain't even want to put it nicely like, ma'am, let him get a word in edgewise. No, ma'am, shut up. That boy ain't said nothing. Let that boy talk. But guess what? The reason why he talking to her is because she come from money. She come from money. So she had a little bit of a look of Miss Piggy nose. Not all the way Miss Piggy. Y'all know how Miss Piggy nose look now. She ain't had all the way Miss Piggy nose, but she had a miniature version of little Miss Piggy nose. And then her look did not look like white money. Her look looked more like the whites that be in the trailer park. And I'm not discriminating or talking bad about them, but you know, the whites in the trailer park, typically, if you ever been to the trailer park, they look different than the whites that be in the suburbs. And it just sometimes their forehead be different, the texture of their hair be different, and it just be different. So she looked a little more, she come from money, but she looked middle class, lower middle class. He looked upper class. And he could be lower middle class and just saved all his money from college to come over for this trip with his boys. They could have came over economy, back of the plane, by the toilet. He could have been staying in the cheapest hotel in Turks and Caicos and brought the little ferry over to come to her Spencer Hotel, because he wasn't there. I ain't see him no other time but that day. And they just sitting there talking. They got in the pool and was playing around. But I'm a man, so I can't judge him like that. I just could look at his features and say, okay, all his features are symmetrical. He tall, he muscular. So this is who I see on the, you know, the book covers. And they had the book covers by the fiction writers would have a white man on there with the abs and the chest. And it'd be one of them nasty books, one of them eroticas. He looked like that, just a younger version. So I'm assuming that he what women want. But me as a man, she's a grown woman, so I could look at her and judge her. And I could look at her and say, she cute. Like, she'll do for a man who ain't got no money and he trying to marry into some money. But a man who got everything and who on her level financially, he got to pick her the litter. He ain't picking her. That's why I could tell they was friends. And he was vibing with her, talking with her, but he got the blonde hair, blue-eyed bombshell. He got the bombshell with the D cup and that flat stomach with them 4 abs and the oblique showing. Long, voluptuous blonde hair. That's what he got back at the house. That's who lined up for him, who want him. She got brown hair. Look a little scraggly. It wasn't the healthiest. So guess what? This what I'm trying to tell you about these dynamics. And I told that long story because I want you to understand the same thing. The same thing is happening today with black women. A lot of black women is getting a degree and getting a house and getting a job that pays 6 figures and thinking that they got it all. Not realizing that a man don't care about your degree and your car and your house. So you looking for this man who on your level, but that man ain't looking for you because you wear your degree on your forehead next to your sorority, AKA or Delta letters. And he is appalled by that. He's not attracted to your allegiance to your sorority. He's not attracted to your degree and your house and you putting all of your worth and your value in a degree and a six-figure job. And sitting on podcasts belittling and talking bad about black men because they don't have the white man's stamp of approval. See, what you got to understand, a college degree and a six-figure job, that was put in place by white America. That is the American dream. We come from Africa. What a man wants is a woman with heart and passion and humility, and a servant's heart and a heart after God, and a woman who's going to be a teammate and a partner, not a woman who thinks she all of that because she graduated from the field and now she work in master house. And that's the energy that a lot of successful black women give off. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna give you an example. I got a sister-in-law, right? She went to the #1 university in the country, Princeton University. Then she went to a top 5 law school in the country. Her first choice, went to the law school. Top 5 or top 6, NYU Law. Not just NYU now. NYU a good school. Went to NYU Law. You hear me? Now she worked for the #1 law firm in the world. Not in the country. The #1 law firm in the world. Guess what? You would not know it. She don't have it in her bio. She ain't got ESQ behind her name. She ain't got Princeton alum. She ain't got NYU alum. You would not know it. She make multiple 6 figures. When you meet her, you will think she make 30,000. By the way she talk to you, the way she treats you, her energy, her smile, everything. Now, guess what though? She marrying a white man. Some of y'all might have to do that. Some of y'all might have to do that. But you know why she marrying a white man? I don't know why she married a white man. She married a white man because she met him. She met him and they hit it off. It's not that she wanted a white man. She dated black guys before. But she met him. They hit it off. She didn't judge. Now listen, he's not a white man like off of the book cover. He's an everyday guy. He is an everyday guy. He's not like 8-pack of abs and, long, surfer hair, surfer body. He's an everyday guy. Humble guy, chill guy, nice guy, treat her like a queen. That's why she married him. That's the kind of interracial relationships that I condone because it's an organic meeting. They met as friends in school. She wasn't looking for a white man because she think white people are superior. He wasn't looking for a black girl because he think black girls is blacker the berry, sweeter the juice. She light. She real light anyways. And so she kind of look Hispanic. She look everything, black and white. She look black and white. She look Hispanic. But both of her parents are light, really light. And so they get married. But now guess what though? With her circle, she went around a lot of black guys. And then the black guys that she met, they, I guess, couldn't appreciate her articulation and education and what have you. And to be honest with you, most black guys don't care nothing about that. Like, you can meet a six-figure black man, and a lot of six-figure black men, you can have a diploma from the Cracker Jack box. Cracker Jack could do a promotion where they got diplomas in there. You can have a diploma out that Cracker Jack box, and that man wouldn't care. Because he like, listen, can you love? Like, can you support? Can you be a teammate? Are you respectful? Can you respect me as a man? Do you think submission is a cuss word? If you don't think submission is a cuss word, and you're not finna come in here with your chest poked out trying to fight me, trying to argue with me, talking down to me, looking down your nose because you went and got this man degree that he wanted you to get to be ready for his corporate America, pushing pencils for the rest of your life, and now you think that mean that you somebody? That's the disconnect. Is that men and women want different things. And we look at different things. And until you start to understand what the opposite sex is actually wanting and looking for, and until you realize that your degree and your money don't mean nothing to a successful, good man. It don't matter nothing to a real man. And guess what? That man not gonna wear his success and his money on his sleeve either. So you might meet this man and he might give you $30,000 a year energy. But because you allowing your degree to go to your head, you upset. And I'm cutting off the comments because I don't want to hear your mouth. Because you need to listen. That's the problem right there. When somebody trying to help you and you don't want to listen, how you going to listen to somebody who want to have sex with you? How you going to respect somebody who wants something from you if you want to argue and complain and make excuses with somebody who ain't got no agenda other than to help you? That's a problem with black women. And I see that as a man. When a man, a real man, a alpha male is trying to lead, trying to help, trying to sow seeds, trying to show a vision, trying to give a vision, so many black women want to argue. Want to argue. Well, I beg to differ. Well, while I appreciate what you're trying to do, might I add, and then go into all of that. And then guess what? That is why you see these men are telling you they want a white woman for the same reasons a lot of black women who become successful want a white man. Black people, we have to heal from the trauma of discrimination and racism and bigotry in America, because we are letting that affect us. Think about this now. Think about this. When you see like really successful black men, athletes, politicians, actors, a lot of them have a white woman. But then when you see really successful black women, a lot of them have a white man. So what we are effectively saying as a race is that when we get to a certain economic status, we no longer are relatable or can relate to our own people. Kamala Harris, black woman, become a vice president and she got a white husband. Candace Owens, one of the most articulate black women, be running off at the mouth. I really don't listen to what she be saying, but got a platform, articulate black woman, got a white husband, don't her? You see what I'm saying? And then the same thing about when y'all see these successful pro athletes. Get them a white Russell Wilson. Before he got his barbecue card back and got Sierra, he had a white wife. Patrick Mahomes, quarterback, black guy. I think he mixed, got him a white wife. A lot of these new pro athletes, white wives. We have to stop feeling like we are better than our own race just because we have made a little bit of money and got a little bit of status. That's our problem. We get a little bit of money, get a little bit of status, and start looking down our nose at other black people and hollering about ain't nobody out there for us. And so that's the thing. And a lot of these black men today, I mentor a lot of these black men that's single. Secretly, they want a white woman because they think black women are too confrontational, too argumentative, don't want to listen, don't want to be submissive. And the reason why that is because the black women saying, all I done dealt with is trash. Y'all is liars, y'all is cheaters, y'all is dogs, y'all manipulators, you abusers like P. Diddy, kicking on Cassie in the hallway. That's what y'all is. So why am I going to submit? Why am I finna listen to you? No, I'm finna argue with you. I'm finna throw my money in your face, finna throw my success in your face, and I'm finna give you my behind the kiss because y'all is trash. And so we saying the same thing about each other, but not realizing we all got the same problems. That's it. That's it. But hey, I got a coaching call right now. Got to go. God bless you. Hey, listen back to this. Get this in your spirit. I'm cutting the comments off. Because I don't even want to hear your elaborate excuses. Look yourself in the mirror. Focus on your 3 B's. And I'm going to tell you the last thing that women be coming to tell me when they have the 3 B's. Tony, I got all the 3 B's. Why I can't meet a man? Because your weave is standing up on your head. That's the other most common thing I see. Your hair's too high. You need to do K-tape. You got to do K-tape. The braids that you got on there is too thick. And then you sewing in to some thick braids, or you got on too many layers up under that sew in or that glue in or that lace front, and so it's standing up. So when the man see you, he automatically know that ain't real hair. And a man who got everything to offer, guess what? He picky just like you. So the same way that you have preferences, you live by, you die by. So if you want to be picky and you want to have preferences, guess what? The men on your level got preferences too. And they prefer that you feed your scalp and you feed your natural hair and you get on a hair growth routine. They prefer that you take the time to do your hair and stop talking about weave is a protective hairstyle, because there is no such thing as organic weave. Weave is actually toxic, and what it is made with, what it is confirmed with, what is produced with is toxic, and that is seeping into your scalp. So stop calling it a protective hairstyle when the glues and the sew-ins and the pulling of your scalp and the toxins that is in the hair itself is damaging your body. Instead, get you some organic hair care, some natural hair care, feed your scalp, feed your hair, and prioritize yourself. Stop being lazy and saying, I don't want to do my own hair that is on my own head, but then expecting a man to have a hairline. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of contradictions and hypocrisy as to why you truly cannot find a man, because you do not reflect what you're looking for. Point blank, period. If you become a top 1%er, you will attract the top 1%ers. Hey, this is Tony Gas. God bless you. We'll talk soon.